Welcome back to the Morning News. It is time for Owning Your Outdoors, and we are out here on the farm today to get the garden started. And Doug Schroeder, our expert from Lewis, is here. Doug, a little late start for folks in the garden this year.
It is. The weather's been a challenge, Sean, this year. A lot of people are behind. I know a lot of people that haven't even started on their gardens, but it's not too late.
So what are some things we should talk about here this morning? Some new tomato varieties?
We got a couple of tomatoes that I recommend. I just wanted to point out to people. First one is the Celebrity. The reason I like Celebrity is it's very disease resistant, so it's a great variety. Another one was recommended to me by a friend, and that's the Mortgage Lifter. And very, very large fruit, and I guess the taste is phenomenal. I'll find out this fall.
And we have there are so many different types of tomatoes. You have a download for folks at ksfy.com. They can get a list of the tomatoes, what they taste like, the sizes, and it's a really great chart.
We even recommend uses and everything so different things that people can use and utilize.
So I want to talk about some of the issues that folks have with their tomatoes. Last year I had end rot on my tomatoes, where the tomatoes have some brown, like a brown dead end, and it was really annoying to me.
Yes, it's a physiological disorder. It's a calcium imbalance in the plant. Some of the reasons that a plant gets end rot in the fruit is planting tomatoes too early when the soil's real cool.
Because tomatoes like warm soil.
They love warm soil. And another thing is watering too much. I recommend when you water tomatoes to water deep and less often. So that is much healthier for the plant.
Okay, now what about blight? I don't even know what that is, but I've heard you talk about that before.
Blight is something I dealt with at the farm here last year. It is actually a fungus in the soil. It acts when it gets splashed up onto the leaves of the tomato plant.
So it doesn't affect the roots?
No, it's more the plant itself. It will eventually kill the plant, and it will discolor the fruit on the plant. If you treat it early, you can get by with it. I recommend people prune the bottom branches off their plants. You can just go in on any plant and just prune basically off, get some of those bottom branches off the plant. And as the plant grows, take a few more off to keep it away from that soil and that water.
Now, I'm glad we're out here because you did some interesting things with your garden this year. This is a little different. Let's talk a little bit about what you have going on here.
Well, I'm always trying new things, and one thing I read was that if you take a black plastic or fabric and put on the soil, it actually heats up the soil, which is better for your tomatoes and peppers. It also acts as a weed block, and it also prevents blight from splashing up on your plants. So it has a multiple purpose. We're going to try it this year. Another great thing is it controls your watering. It keeps the water into the soil.
And get your cages on. You're about ready. You're not quite to the point, but you're about ready to put cages on your tomatoes.
Yes, please do it early because you don't want to be fighting a plant later when they get too big.
All right, some good tips and things to get you ready now that it's finally warm enough to get that garden rolling.
You bet. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Doug. You can download that chart with all those tomatoes. Go to ksfy.com, click Sean and Cammie, and it's right there for you. Click Owning Your Outdoors. We have to take a break right now. We're going to be back with FastCast right after this.